If I may be so bold, I have a question that I'd like all four candidates to answer, and that is, what would be your personal approach to addressing a substantive disagreement with your fellow board members if you become a member of the board?
Okay, let's take it in alphabetical order.
I think that's me, Doherty, Patrick Doherty here. I've been in software development for 25 years, and just through my professional capacity, there's always a bunch of conflict, lots of ideas about how to build things, how to maintain things, how to budget for things. There's always conflict. I'm a senior executive at this software company that I work for, and it's all kind of managing different ideas. But the professional way to do that is to discuss those ideas, do good analysis against those ideas, and treat each other with respect so that we all sound heard and work towards a common solution. It's the recipe for success, really, like listening to each other, being kind to each other, and having civility and respect, even when you disagree. I've been in some of these meetings, and this is, we all see it, right? When we come to these public meetings, it gets a little out of hand. And I'm primarily running to support those who support civility and respect in these meetings. Thanks.
Thanks, Patrick. Michael?
Well, I guess I should have said I'm the youngest of 9 kids, 6 of whom are sisters, immediately stacked atop of me, and I got along with all of them growing up. In one bathroom of the house. It began with that, I believe, through living on a ship where you got to get along with people. You just have to get along. And we've got enough hate and dissension in this world. In a board situation, like you do with any kind of professional situation, you hear each other's well-reasoned arguments. We shouldn't say arguments, they're positions. And arguments and fighting, let's leave that for other things. Let's leave that for something other than neighbors. For neighbors, you talk, you have a discussion, and then you vote, and you abide by the vote, you salute smartly, and you move on. And you make do with the decision as best you can. End of discussion. You don't go litigious, you don't do any of that nonsense. You move on and do what's good for the greatest number with a well-reasoned, a humanistic approach to those who are in most need. That's it.
Thanks, Michael. Nicholas?
Hi. Well, Stephen Covey was a Harvard Business School graduate, and I know you have the MBA, Shelley, so you probably have heard of him, and he had a store in D.C., 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So his mantra is to first seek to understand and then seek to be understood. So for 1 year, I have tried to understand the board's decision-making ability. The answers I've received are, well, it's a service we provided anyway, like plowing the sidewalks, to which candidate Doherty alluded. Well, a lot of the sidewalks are owned by the city. We have no legal obligation to plow the sidewalks or remove moss from them. When I hear about doing what's best for most people, actually that was offered as a rationale as well for our spending. Again, that's not the legal standard. The legal standard is you can be charged an assessment which legally is treated as an encumbrance on your home if it involves compliance with law, if it involves the use, maintenance of the use of a common area, which is a defined term, or it's expressly authorized in the declaration. Those are the grounds upon which a levy can be placed upon homes. So if all of the homeowners right now who support me decided not to pay their HOA fee and the HOA wanted to recover, they would only get a fraction of the amount because we're being charged for expenses that are not authorized. So I respectfully disagree with the other 2 candidates who offered this peaceable approach and this amorphous feel-good answer. The very first job of the director is to know what the requirements are. It's regulated activity. The directors have very little discretion, and they owe us a fiduciary duty, Ms. Murphy, to read the organizational documents, which they haven't done, I can attest after a year. They've outsourced it to lawyers. That's why we have big legal bills. And going back to Frank's question, earlier, they don't have to defend the lawsuit. They could just voluntarily give me the information that I requested through their attorney. Not only will they not give me that information, they have now foreclosed Frank Capone, who is a director, from reviewing the invoices. So
Okay,
he doesn't have access to the invoices anymore.
so Nicholas, we were really talking about how to handle discord, potential discord among the board members. So I appreciate your position, and I'm going to move on to Darlita.
Thank you so much, Shelley, and that's a great question. I have over 15 years as a pharmaceutical sales strategic manager. And so I've worked on teams, I've worked within myself in my own capacity, and I agree, active listening is the key, and also seeking common ground. So trying to handle those simultaneously is the key. And yes, being just a good human to be able to develop relationships, and then also to be able to come to a common ground. So I would definitely seek to do that within the board. And also I want to hear what the citizens have to say and be open to everything in full. Thank you.
Thank